In 55 and 54 BC, Julius Caesar made contact with Britain as part of his Gallic Wars. These expeditions were less about conquest and more about establishing influence. Though no Roman military takeover occurred, Caesar secured alliances with British tribes, who agreed to pay tribute and taxes to Rome. Rome quickly saw that managing Britain from a distance was profitable. Tribute from the British kingdoms provided revenue without the cost of invasion. Two main kingdoms, the Cativolani and the Atrebates, maintained a balance of power that Rome quietly supported, ensuring stability and loyalty without needing direct control. In this way, Britain's relationship with Rome began, as allies in trade and diplomacy, with Roman influence growing stronger and more influential each year. However, this would all change in 43 AD, when the Roman Emperor Claudius launched a full invasion of Britain, sending 4 legions across the Channel. Claudius had an ally in Verica, the exiled king of the Atrebates, who was sympathetic to Rome and sought their support against his rival British tribes. The Cativolani, Britain's dominant kingdom, were prepared to resist. Roman forces met them in battle at the River Medway, dealing a crushing defeat, and then again at the River Thames. Despite their losses, their leader, King Caratacus, managed to escape. Claudius himself journeyed to Britain to oversee the campaign, bringing reinforcements, including war elephants, to solidify Rome's grip on the island. This marked the start of the Roman occupation that would last for centuries. In 60 AD, Boudica, widow of King Prasutagus of the Iceni, sparked a fierce revolt. Prasutagus had willed half of his kingdom to Rome in the hopes that they would leave the rest to his family, but the Roman Emperor Nero ignored this wish and ended up seizing the remaining lands. Boudica resisted this, and for that she was brutally punished, which only fueled her resolve to fight back. Her forces destroyed several key Roman settlements in Britain, including Camulodunum, Londinium, and Verulamium. Though outnumbered 20-1, the Romans crushed Boudica's rebellion at the Battle of Watling Street. By 69 AD, Rome was weakened by internal strife. This was known as the Year of the Four Emperors, which left a massive power vacuum in Britain. Venutius of the Brigantes took advantage, seizing power in the north until Emperor Vespasian restored order, pushing southward to conquer Wales and exploit its resources. By 84 AD, Rome reached its peak in Britain, defeating Caledonian forces at the Battle of Mons Graupius in northeast Scotland. But this territory was soon abandoned as Roman priorities shifted, leaving parts of northern Britain unconquered. The Romans would never reclaim this land, and over the centuries their hold on Celtic land slipped more and more. After the decisive victory at Mons Graupius in 83 AD, the Romans cemented their dominance over much of Britain, but the northernmost reaches, including Caledonia, resisted assimilation, and the construction of defensive structures like Hadrian's Wall in the 2nd century marked the limits of Roman control. While their military campaigns dominated headlines of the time, it was the quieter transformation of Britain that would leave a lasting mark. The Romans introduced advanced infrastructure, roads, aqueducts, and urban planning that reshaped daily life. Cities like Londinium and Eboracum grew into bustling centers of administration and trade. Agriculture flourished under Roman techniques, and Latin became the language of governance and education. But this transformation was far from uniform or even entirely welcome. The native Britons often faced displacement, heavy taxation, and cultural pressures. Roman occupation brought prosperity for some and hardship for others, illustrating the complexities of imperial rule. By the 5th century, as the Roman Empire faced external pressures and internal collapse, Roman forces withdrew from Britain. What remained was a fragmented land, but one deeply influenced by Roman innovation from its roads to its governance. The Roman occupation of Britain is a story of contrasts, technological and cultural progress alongside conquest and resistance. It offers us a lens to examine the dual nature of empire, both its accomplishments and its costs. Today, the remnants of Roman Britain remind us of the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations and the enduring impact of those who came before us. Thank you for joining me in exploring this fascinating chapter of Roman history.